So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Our presentation is called Thinking Outside the Box. I'm here from V-Market. V-Market is preparing for its pre-ICO to be announced very shortly. And the name of this presentation is called Thinking Outside the Box. There is a play on words to the box that you are holding for a second. Now, for some of you that have been following the ICO space, did everybody that wanted one get one? I don't know if we... Marshall? Okay, we may have to share. And if you want one after, just go to the site and contact us, because there is an email link on there. For anybody that didn't get one, if you say that you were here at the show, we'll get you one shipped out or drop one out. For those of you that are following the space, last week, August 18th, there was a VR-based ICO. The company, and there have been a number in the space already, and this particular one that's timely is a company called Decentraland.org. In no time whatsoever, literally instantly, they raised $25 million. So it was a very successful, that they actually increased their hard cap from 20 million to 25 by an additional 5 million. So you know that shows that there is a real appetite. Their legal position was that the tokens that they were offering did not constitute securities. They were non-equity and did not confer company ownership, therefore were legal to be issued without registration. Now it's debatable, but they did allow US participation, just so you know. Now, even though they raised their money super quick, that does not negate the months of preparation that they took and the years of expertise and connection that went into that. And that's the first of multiple rounds they're going to be doing according to their roadmap. Now, I'm providing you with some insight based on mistakes that I have made that have resulted in violations and headaches for me, so that you don't necessarily make them. This is sort of an edutainment type of presentation. I'm not a lawyer, so this is not a substitute for legal advice, but it may give you perspective on things that you may not already know. But had tokens existed back in the times that in the previous entrepreneurial endeavors I undertook, I probably could have avoided some issues. Now, just so you know, I also operate Crypto Virtual, which is a consulting firm that basically consults with clients to structure a defensible justification as why a cryptocurrency token or coin can be used as a fundraising tool. In other words, if you're going to use a token as a means of raising money, unless you have a reason for it, you should probably register. And we'll give you an example of that. If the token represents a pre-purchase of a product or service and can be bought and held for use or traded for profit, then no registration is needed. I.e., if that is a receipt against products or services to be delivered, you have a defense there. If the token represents ownership equity in the issuing company, then either only accredited investors, non-US investors, or other countries that need registration, or a registration is required. So the company that I'm using as a case study is our company that I delivered you the goods for. It's called V-Market. It was a result of several founders' experience in the 3D and space. You see over there, I put out what we call a glasses-free 3D tablet. That was the experience that we had as a public company and developed that. And as a result of that experience, we evolved into virtual reality. What vMarket is what vMarket is a content repository. It's a content marketplace for virtual reality. It's affiliated with real life or merchant sponsors or brands. So what that means is that when you're in virtual reality and you're looking to acquire content or acquire goods, there's a justifiable use for blockchain. vMarket is a soup to nuts inventory encompassing all commercial categories. That means anything that you can buy in real life in this world can be accessed through this platform. We call our customers visionaries because using virtual reality, a user can simulate their real life purchase before they actually go out and buy the real product. They can experience virtual ownership and share their station, which is what we call their experience module or their online home, with friends using social media for feedback and validation. You can qualify, once somebody buys virtual goods, they can then qualify for significant discounts from what we call our merchant sponsors, who are the real life providers of the goods that they bought virtually. We call the virtual versions of the products that you buy versions, spelled with an I, V-I-R-S-I-O-N-S. Now, with the device that I just gave you, just to give you an idea and just to test the hypothesis, or to show you what I'm talking about, if you've experienced VR in the past, you might know what I'm talking about. But if you go to this site right here, we created it for the event. It's called vmarketer.com, add an ER to the end. You can pull up examples of exactly what I'm talking about, and you can experience what the draw is all about. So at vmarketer.com, and if you go online, I don't have the site up on here, it shows you a number of different images. We've got a backpack, we've got a couch, we've got a shoe, we've got a tent. Oh, and ladies, we have a Birkin bag. And what I suggest you do is you click on those objects, and as you see, you don't actually need your glasses for this part, but if you click on any of those objects on the vmarketer.com website, you will see that they load, and they look almost photorealistic. Now, I don't know how good your bandwidth is in here. It's taking a few seconds to load. Let the circle load. But once you allow the objects to actually load, and that circle goes away, you can actually manipulate that object on screen. Now, that looks fantastic. That is, although it looks like a photograph, that is actually a 3D modeled object. That means it's been created by artists. And there's an industry, this industry basically drives what we call the VR industry. Next to that, you see the glasses button right here. If you click on that glasses button, it gives you what we call a stereoscopic image. Take that stereoscopic image, look at it through your glasses, and you're experiencing virtual reality. Takes a minute to get used to it, but it's stereoscopic in 3D. You can go through and take a look at the different devices that are the different aspects of it, or the different samples. So here's cryptocurrency at work. In order for users to purchase the virtual versions of the things they want to own, they need to use V tokens within our marketplace. So the way we price our products is that the virtual version is priced at the same price in V tokens as it is in US dollars. For example, if a couch costs $899 in the store, it costs 899 V tokens in vMarket. The cryptocurrency, we call our platinum, is the equivalent of 1,000 V tokens. For example, 50,000 V tokens would be $50. Ultimately, and for certain users, their virtual life will become increasingly more important and real than their real life. We already see it with social media, with people who are whose Facebook profiles, Instagram profiles are a key component, if not more important than their real life. This will cause the price of V tokens platinums to increase well above the soft price of $1 per user as the coin supply is fixed. In the future, and I don't know if that's 10 months or 10 years, we will look back and see the opportunity to buy platinums for 25 cents, 50 cents, or even $1 as the greatest lost opportunity of our lives. Now, that could apply to many different coins that are out that are supporting various innovations right now. The ICO purpose is to cover, our ICI's purpose is to cover development and content acquisition costs. Our pre-ICO, which is the phase that we're entering into next, it's a 75% discount from market price. That means we're charging 25 cents per platinum instead of $1. Plus, we have what's known as a hardware bounty. Now, the hardware bounty is another aspect that lends itself to compliance. What that means is during the pre-ICO, people who contribute are entitled to receive what you just received for free. Now, that gives us an extra layer of protection should we decide to limit participation from certain constituencies. By delivering a hard good to the person, we are guaranteeing that that person does not fall within a jurisdiction that we have decided to block. Because all it takes is one person from a jurisdiction to technically level a violation. So you have to show that you have taken measures to to prevent your system or your protection from being defeated. It's simply not having a box that says I am not a U.S. resident may not succeed. People can bypass that with virtual virtual networks, VPNs, and things like that. So you need to have, the hardware bounty is a strategy that we're using to ensure that by delivering a physical good to a physical address out in the jurisdiction, we're adding that layer of protection. The ICO is expected to open at $50 per V token platinum. And as you saw, the floating price or the market price is $1. We have a number of different phases. The first phase is what we call the station. The station allows our users to create their virtual life or their virtual home. The collection of stations is what we call the nation. That means that's basically a community that's comprised. Our next phase is immigration, which is basically the marketing and recruitment of additional users using affiliate marketing. Here today we have what's known as a pre-ICO founder invitation. This is for accredited investors only if you are in the US market. And that allows you to participate at possibly one of the most lucrative stages in an ICO, which is at the founder stage. We do have that availability, and again, you can attend to us in regards to that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.